Good morning, Tehmina Khan is here in TKMaths is Fun. This video is on TLS pedagogy test which happened on 22nd Jan 2023. I appeared in this test, and in this video I will tell you the topics which came and which have come before. So whatever I remember out of 80 questions, the topics which came, I am explaining how did they ask. So just note down all these topics and make sure you understand all of them very well. So the connection of video 1 is in the description below. In that video I explained you or showed you the question, right, exactly how they came in the test. So let's start. So we ended the last video here, and I told you that a question on sixth thinking had came, and the question was related to feeling, and it was asked what color indicate the feeling. So it was red hat. And so let's start the topic one by one. Okay, so if you see here, for when you're appearing for the test, you must have gone through the DSIB framework, and it is available on the internet by UAE School Inspection of Framework 2015-16, downloaded. And in the previous video I have told you that how questions are asked, what are the important things you must remember. Not remember exactly, you should be able to recognize there. So if you would have gone through the pointers which I have explained in the previous video, you will know and you will be able to make connection right then and there. Then second is pedagogy study guide. You need to download this also from the internet. Pedagogy study guide of 2020 or 2019. There are 71 sample question with answer. 2020 is the latest one, so better buy that one. So there are 71 sample question with answer. Do practice them or go through them 2 to 3 times so that you actually understand what it is. So those questions also helped a lot. Question came in that context, quite a number of questions, right? So you must download these and read them 2 or 3 times. Then after that, Bloom's taxonomy. Now in Bloom taxonomy, let me go up and tell you the important thing. Most of the teachers usually remember only the cognitive domain, right? But Bloom's taxonomy talked about 2 other domain. And what are those? Psychomotor domain and affective domain. So you must know the affective domain and psychomotor domain. This time the question came in context of cognitive domain, in context of they wrote down here the order, right? They wrote 2-3 order and one order was correct, so we had to pick up which one is correct. And secondly, you must know this is the new version in which the creating is on the top, the highest skill, whereas in the older one it was the synthesizing. So you should remember that also. And in psychomotor also there was a question, something which was the highest or something in between. So you should have gone through all these 3 domains of Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, in which order, what is the lowest, and in which order they proceed from lowest to the highest skill. These were the slides of my previous video, by the way. Okay, so we were here. Then you have to download UAE Vision 2021 and read it. There are pointers, you must know them, not by heart, but when you look at the question you should be able to recognize that this was from UAE Vision 2021. Okay, then these 2 tests, PISA and TIMSS, because these are in national agenda plan also, these 2 times. And in the previous video I showed you what percentage their target is to meet by 2021, which is past. So still you have not they have not reached to this, but the question came with respect to that. So about PISA and TIMSS, you should know in detail what type of these tests are, for what purpose they are taken, what is the age group of students who applied for it. So just go through all that information. Okay, then Maslow hierarchy of needs, it did not come this time. The highlighted one, which is with yellow, came this time in 22nd June 2023. Learning theories, behaviorism, cognitivism and constructivism. You should know exactly what these are, where they are applied, what are the situations, because it came in 2-3 questions. So it's nothing that you have to learn by heart anything, but you must have to read 2-3 times so that you are able to make connection there. Okay, then after that, Erikson 8 stages of psychosocial development, Piaget theory and Vygotsky theory. No question came this time from this, but it is must. Many times in the past question have come from these theories. So do read it, what are the stages and things like that. Okay, so after that, yes, question came on this. There were 3-4 questions, synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. So if you will not understand what type of learning they're talking about here, then in context of the question, you will not be able to pick the right multiple choice answer. Okay, after this again, many questions came in this context. Positive punishment, positive reinforcement, negative punishment, negative reinforcement. Like I said, the purpose of this video is not to teach you. The purpose of this video is to give you awareness what type of topics you must have to go through. And on internet everything is available. You just need to type and you will get what it is talking about. See the examples, in which context it is applied, and you can make your own notes. So you must know this very well. Now about team building and co-op's exponential learning cycle, this did not come, but make sure you do it, because every time 100% same thing is not asked, things keep changing. So forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning, about team building, what they are, how does it help. So all these scenarios, read it. This test is usually not very easy. You have to do very extensive reading, but the pointers I have told, if you actually go through, read it, so it does help you to do a quick sort of preparation. Though I would not suggest quick preparation, definitely go through in detail with all this. Again, question came around these concepts: inductive learning, deductive learning, constructivism theory, and humanitarian theory. So the choices were such that for the given scenario, if you are not aware very well with these terms, what are the meaning of this, what is it indicating to, you will not be able to make a correct choice. So go through these definitely. You can put the video on pause, you can make your own notes and examples. Okay, then these two topics also came in the test: cooperative learning strategy and collaborative learning. So you should be able to understand the difference, right? Okay, what type of learning is this? Maybe the style of the students understanding, how does he understand, or how does teacher teach for a particular class. So which one is the suitable way? So you should be able to collect from here this. Then it was, yes, this again highlighted. So it also came convergent and divergent thinking, open-ended question. Now I would like to say here one thing: open-ended question came with the word objectivity, test objectivity. So you need to understand the difference between this, for which scenario which one is correct, right? So do write or do read it properly and able to apply it. Then sixth thinking hat, I have already told you. So you should know the color of sixth thinking hat and for which feeling or process it is representing to. Then UA Ministry of Education site, if you will type this on the Google, and it will take you to the site definitely. There are links of few further sites. Please go there. There are few statements, important information, make a note of it and highlight it and remember it, because in this context questions are asked and it was asked. Then about the validity, reliability, credibility of the test. You should be able to differentiate. There was also a question on it. And definitely if you have a very clear concept, you can apply it in the current scenario, whatever was given to you. Now gifted and talented student, learning difficulty, a lack of motivation. Now what happened in this case, you should have very clear idea that how to cater the need of these type of students in your lesson plan and while you are teaching, because situation is given to you in the question and then you have to pick up what it is indicating to. So if you are not aware of this, you will not be able to make a right choice. So for a student who is suffering a lack of motivation, what are the symptoms of it, who is facing learning difficulties, what are the symptoms. So teacher should be able to identify that and then accordingly should treat or prepare the lessons, right? So just go through these. All this came this time in 22nd Jan 2023. Then the difference between blended learning and hybrid learning and teaching style. You should be able to identify this. Now the word generalization, if I have written here, generalization, actually in 3 questions, if I'm not wrong, there were, in which it was about, it was among the answer. After the situation, it was written, it is a case of generalization, it is a case of constructivism, it is a case of humanitarian, something like this. So you need to understand very well, okay, for which scenario, which one is the correct choice. Now then, assessment of learning and assessment for learning. Again the situation was given. Achha, by the way, this question came, forgot to highlight it. I actually forgot it, but then I wrote it here. So you should understand assessment of learning and assessment for learning. What does it mean? And then of course you will be able to select, and this is the vision of 2021. Here if you see, there are 6 pillars, right? For this vision 2021 of UAE, there are 6 pillars. You should know what areas are covered under each pillar, though names do indicate, but still at times, we do not make differentiation, or we do not think of any pointer. So in exam we get confused, oh, is this also coming under this pillar or not? So open each one of them on internet and make a pointer, okay, this will come in, for example, the first rate education system, this will come in comparative knowledge economy. So this is all about it. So thank you very much. Based on my whatever I remember, out of 80 questions, it is not easy to remember all of them. Whatever I could recall, I just made it to facilitate the teachers. So thank you. Please press like and subscribe and share with other people, other teachers, and do write comments to encourage me. Thanks a lot. All the best.